Welcome back to Second Wind Society, where we believe the most important chapters are the ones we write next. My name is LaShanta, and this is part 2 of my IVF journey.
And we'll rise up. I like the way.
I walk into the clinic. It was so peaceful. It was so serene. They had soft music playing. The energy and the vibe was just so calming and peaceful. And of course, I was nervous as all get out, but the energy of the room, the vibe of the room, it did kind of help, a little bit with calming my nerves, just a little bit. So I get in there, I sign in, I sit down. I don't know what to expect. So the lady comes out of the back. It's like two elderly women, a couple of elderly women actually. And so one came and got me out of the bag. Everybody was very nice. And so after we got to the back, she had me to take a pregnancy test. So I took the pregnancy test, two very, very, very dark lines. So I was happy about that. I'm like, okay, good. That's a good sign. The line's still dark. So she sat me down in this room, and she was like, she just wanted to, talk with me first. So I'm thinking, okay, a little light consultation or whatever. She get to talking about how am I sure and why do I think that I want to make this decision? Why do I want to have an abortion? And she was asking, she told me about her experience of when she had one and how she regretted so much and this and that and the third. And so I'm like, this not feeling right. Like this, it's not sounding right. It's not giving abortion clinic, right? So I'm like, this lady got me in here. Basically, they done advertised like they were an abortion clinic to trick people to come there so they can talk them out of getting abortions. So I say, well, I'll be. So we lying to each other then. I don't feel that bad because y'all tricked me too. But anyway, so she was like, can I pray with you? I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt horrible. I already felt bad, but when she asked could she pray with me, I said, oh, Shanta, you busting hell doors wide open. If you sit here and pray, let this lady pray with you, knowing you don't have no intention of aborting your child. So I was like, okay. So she sat there and she just said the most beautiful prayer. And after the prayer, and after her testimony and everything, she was like, so, do you still want to make this decision or whatever? Do you still want to, and so I was like, no, or whatever. I was just saying, oh, no, I don't want to do it anymore. After this talk, I feel like, I can do it, or I feel like this is a life growing inside of me and blah, 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 right? So she was like, they wanted to do an ultrasound. So I'm like, okay. So I go and she sent me in this room with a nurse to do the ultrasound. So I get in the room and I lay back, they do the ultrasound. And so the lady is feeling around with the wand, and she's just doing it over and over again and not hearing anything, and I'm not hearing anything. I don't really know what I'm looking for like that, because on sonograms, everything just looked gray to me, like a bunch of gray with dark spots and stuff or whatever. So I'm just looking at the screen, but I'm getting nervous because she quiet. She still ain't saying nothing, and I at least know what a heartbeat sound like on the sonogram, but I didn't hear that. And so I'm just like, oh my God. So she stopped and she went over and got something and came back and redid it again. And she was like, I saw like a little figure and but the figure wasn't moving. And then she said, I'm sorry. She was like, but I can't find the heart. She didn't say she was sorry yet. She was like, she can't find the heartbeat. And she was trying stuff and doing stuff and trying to like move, telling me to move this way, move that way, doing all of this stuff. And she still couldn't find a heartbeat. And so she was telling me that, she was so sorry. And it looks like it, stopped growing at about, I guess like about 6 or 7 weeks or something like that. So right after we graduated from the fertility clinic, that's when the heartbeat stopped. So she was so apologetic, and I'm devastated, okay? But I'm trying to kind of keep my composure because remember, I didn't want the pregnancy anyway. Remember, I was supposed to want to abort it. I was coming there to abort it. So I'm trying to like keep my cool and not act like I just feel like looking for the nearest cliff to jump off of. But she was so apologetic, which means she probably knew. She probably had an idea that I was full of shit. So anyway, so she was super apologetic. But that was so after that I left there. I told my husband or whatever. He was devastated, just like I was. We had to go to the fertility clinic, and I guess so they could confirm it and talk about next steps. I was like, I'm good. I don't want to do nothing else. Like, I don't want to do another cycle. Just let that be that or whatever. My husband wanted to do another cycle, but I didn't want to do another cycle. So we were like, we could or whatever. So they said that I would have to take the abortion pill because it wasn't moving. Like, I never bled. I never felt any type of cramps, nothing like that. Everything felt normal except for my gut instinct, and I didn't have like the little light woozy feeling that I was having every so often before. But those were the only signs. So they said that I would have to take the abortion pill and wait for it to pass. So I took the pill and like I went on YouTube and just to find out how painful it would be, and everybody on YouTube was like, oh my God, it's the worst pain and the cramps are horrible, and they gave birth to the little fetus or embryo, whatever, bloody fetus or embryo in the toilet, and just horrible. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I gotta go through this on top of the loss of my baby. So what I did was I, drugged myself with a bunch of ibuprofen, 800 milligram, and just waited on it to happen. And I felt it, but I didn't feel it to the extent they felt it. It just felt like a regular period cramps. Accompanied by the grief, obviously. But I'm really happy to say that I've healed now. But I don't know, I still don't know, I can't pinpoint or be sure what the cause was. Anybody who's familiar with IVF or who's been through IVF before and suffered a loss knows that it can be a multitude of things that could have been the cause. It could have been the quality of the egg. It could have been the quality of the sperm. It could have been the stress from the loss. It could have been a multitude of things, or it could have been a combination of all of it. I don't know. I don't know. At this point, all I can do is move forward. I have healed. I have made peace with it, and I've made peace with the fact that my husband and I may never, procreate together. That's fine. It doesn't change anything about our bond, doesn't change anything about our love. And I can laugh about it now because I've healed. Y'all, please do not, please take it easy on me in the comments. I know I was wrong for going there pretending like I wanted to, terminate the pregnancy, misleading those people. So I know I was wrong. I was desperate, but I don't know if that was my karma or what. But anyway, I know that I shouldn't have done that. I know that was wrong. I know that was low. So just go easy on me. But anybody who is going through infertility, I just want you to know to hang in there. I want you to know just be strong. You can only do what you can do. It's really in God's hands at the end of the day. And give yourself some grace, give your body some grace, and just let time do its thing. It was one of the things that I had always wanted to do or had wanted to do for a long time, so I gave it a shot. It did not work, and so now it's time for me to move to the next thing on my bucket list. Life hit pause. Now we press play. Your second wind starts today.
You